Let's dive into that. It is going to be a difficult one for them going up against the Eagles this weekend.
Wait a second. Before you get to that game, you'd be smiling, too, if you got over a case of Russell Wilsonitis.
He can't help it, can he?
I mean,
he can't help it.
The amount of times he hugged him.
Oh, it was amazing.
Chest slapping.
Well, yeah,
I have my guy. Thank God.
Russell Wilsonitis. Get it away from me. He had a cure for it.
I can pay my bills at least right now. Yes, that was very nice. We'll see if it continues.
Right.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We always rush things.
You are who you are, as we know from Pete Prisco, and maybe that's the case with Bo Nix. As I mentioned, taking on the Eagles, around like a 5-point favorite or something, 4.5, 5.5, something like that. What do you think about the Broncos coming off that game, heading into this one? What you saw from Bo Nix with this slump we've seen, maybe he's out of it, maybe it was just a flash in the pan.
Well, he's out of it in large part because Sean Payton got him out of it. Sean Payton does a great job of designing plays and making it easy.
And for his quarterback.
And for his quarterback.
Yeah,
he makes it easy for him. He can get outside the pocket. He can throw, see down the field. That was the plan all along. He just struggled.
Yeah.
I mean, he struggled with his throws all year long. If he had hit a couple deep balls in the 2 losses, they win those games.
Yeah.
They win those games. So it was good to see him get back to it because he really had struggled all year long. I think he's out of it now, and I think the great matchup will be Sean Payton to get Vic Fangio. Who gets the best of that? Because they're both great. And by the way, it's a little bit of a revenge game for Vic Fangio because he was once the head coach.
Head coach of the Broncos.
Feels like it was forever ago.
So it'll be interesting to see. But I think Bo Nix is out of his slump.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, just to add on to that, I think the thing that's helped Bo Nix also is the run game, right? J.K. Dobbins, the first running back, I believe, in the last 38 games to go over 100 yards for the Denver Broncos, and also R.J. Harvey, who almost had 100 all-purpose yards as well. And to Pete's point, it's easy to change the launch point for a quarterback to get him outside and run bootlegs or sprint outs when you're able to run the ball as well as the Denver Broncos have been able to run the ball. So really love what I saw from Bo Nix and Sean Payton on Sunday.
I really loved what I saw from Bo Nix because it helped me beat producer Noah in fantasy.
Anytime you beat Noah in anything, that's a good thing.
Right, patting myself on the back. And if I would have kept R.J. Harvey in the mix, it would have been even worse. But we'll leave it there. I do want to pivot and go back to the offense. We're going to kind of talk about the Vic Fangio defense later. But the biggest storyline, and we talked about this on Sunday, is the fact that even though this team is 4-0, it seems like there's still problems with that offense, right? We have A.J. Brown tweeting after the game. I believe we have his tweet as well, sharing a Bible verse that basically says, like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut until, the writing is on the wall, essentially, is what it feels like. Leger, I'll give you first word here because Nick Sirianni continues to maintain that this is a team that is not worried about statistics. This is a team that's not worried about individual success. But clearly that is not the same page with the players. So what do you make of this offense that's 4-0 but still dealing with these problems?
When you're a guy like A.J. Brown and you're an ultimate competitor, you want to have a handprint in your team's success. And right now, he feels like he's not doing that. They're winning games, but he feels like he's not contributing, Pete. And let's not also forget, yes, Super Bowl rings are great, but the reason why A.J. Brown gets paid what he gets paid is because he's one of the better receivers in football. And he can't show that if he's not getting the ball. Now, yes, he had 9 targets in the game, but when you go back and watch the film, Pete, a lot of them were like that, either thrown out of Browns or him and Jalen Hurts were not on the same page.
He's also covered.
He's thinking, all right, perfect example. I love that you said that. Let's go back to the Rams game. Was he not covered in one-on-one scenarios? Did he not go up and make plays?
But he's covered.
You got to give him he's covered right there, yeah. But in the Rams game, he was covered. And the way they turned that game around is they gave him an opportunity. So that's why he feels the way he feels. Now, again, you really can't say anything, to your point, Haley, because they're winning. They're 4-0 right now. But there is going to come a point where he's like, yes, I'm winning. I'm getting paid all this money. But the Eagles are going to look back and say, well, you didn't really contribute that much. Can we get some of that money back? And players think about that.
Not exactly what happened last year with the book on the sideline.
It did, but I think a tweet is better than actually reading a book on the sideline. It's not like there's a tweet right there.
He's in a different book now. He's in the Bible.
Yeah, it's not like he's spazzing on the sideline. Like, a lot of people were worried about his relationship with Jalen Hurts, and then remember that next game versus Steelers, he goes off for 100. Jalen Hurts throws for nearly 300 yards and has like a perfect quarterback rating. They're winning ugly football games right now, but again, it's better to win ugly games than to lose those games. So, yes, he's probably frustrated because he feels like he's a competitor. I want to have a handprint on us winning the games. But like he said in the Bible verse, he's not going to say anything because we're winning right
well,
now.
He did say something without saying, come on, he said something.
He tweeted something.
Well, he said it.
I mean, he's human. He can let off some steam.
Yeah, well, he let off steam when he read the book on the sideline.
And they won the Super Bowl.
Okay, the bottom line is he's no different than every receiver in the league. That's the basic bottom line of it all. There's never, ever in the history of the league been a happy receiver, whether his team wins or loses, if he doesn't catch the football. That's just the way it is in the NFL. All of them, every single one of them. And they'll lie. You put them on a lie detector test, and if he said, would you rather win or catch 12 passes, they'd all say, I'd rather win, and the thing would go, you're lying. They all want to catch the football. And rightfully so, because for your point, they want to make their money, and they want to be a part of the offense. But you got to handle it. When you're 4-0, it's hard to come out and do that. When you're 1-3, he should be spouting off, get me the damn football. But the problem is they're winning, and they're not winning pretty. This is not a good-looking team.
They let the Bucs back in that game.
Well, not only that, they don't even have 250 yards of offense per game, or right at that.
That was a tale of two halves for sure. The offense looked
Mr. 2000.
Well, that's right. I was going next because we just gave all of these reasons why it's okay for A.J. Brown. He should be okay with this because they're winning. But you've been preaching about Saquon Barkley not having the production.
He's not.
And yet they're still winning. So which one is it when it comes to that mentality?
Well, look, you're winning. You're winning football games. That's what you want to do. Yes, you want the ball. And look, Barkley isn't getting production in large part, not just because of him, because the offensive line's not as good.
I was about to bring that up.
The offensive line has not been as good, and the holes haven't been as big. But that's also part of the reason why A.J. Brown's not getting his balls either. The offensive line, they're not running the ball. This offense is predicated on running the football. Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback when they run the football, as is every other quarterback. But he's capable of making runs on his own because of the run game. And he opens up the passing game. When you can't run it, it doesn't open up the passing game. So everybody's complaining and moaning and groaning. They're 4-0. Stop it.
And to that point, right, probably the best right tackle in football has been banged up for them. Lane Johnson, who got banged up in this past game, too.
Well, the left guard's been hurt all year.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll see where that is going forward as they get ready to take on the Denver Broncos, who have an elite defensive line as well. So their troubles could continue this week, especially if Lane Johnson isn't able to come back.
It always comes back to the offensive line. If your offensive line, it does. If your offensive line's good, you'll be good. If they're not good, you stink, period.
Sound like Kyle Long. But with good reason. How about that? But with good reason. Because what you guys are both preaching is very true. So let's get a pick in this game. To the Broncos' credit, look, they bring the games down to the end. They haven't always been able to finish them. The Eagles, they've had really close wins as well. They're favored by 4.5 at home. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Give me the points with the Broncos. The way that this Eagles offense is kind of sputtered, and even that defense who has been susceptible to the run, which we just talked about the Denver Broncos being able to do. I just love the way that this Denver defense is played. Now, to your point, this is a revenge game for Vic Fangio, so he'll have something up his sleeve. And I love those two corners on the outside, and Cooper DeJean and also Quinyon Mitchell. But that Denver Bronco defense will get after you, and the last two quarterbacks learned that the hard way. Give me the points with the Broncos.
I'm going to take the points with the Broncos as well, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him win the game.
Outright upset,
Okay.
I think Sean Payton in this kind of spot is masterful, and I think you're going to see that out of Bo Nix, and he's going to call a great game. The problem is short week travel. That's a tough turnaround for any team. That makes me a little apprehensive of picking them to win the game.
Really quickly, if they do lose this game, and you guys are talking about basically if it's broke, don't fix it. If the Eagles lose, then do you start making those adjustments that you've been wanting to see on offense?
I don't know if it's adjustments, it's just playing better.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you got to block and tackle, and they're not blocking like they normally do. And I think if they don't, they're going to have problems.
Yeah, I would say in the beginning of the year, Kevin Patullo was trying to find his footing as a play caller because he's never done it before, and they were a little bit conservative. The Ram game, by script, they had to open up the playbook, and it worked for them in the second half. And they looked good the first half versus the Bucs. I don't know what happened the second half. Totally different team. So it's to Pete's point, they just got to make plays. Like, they have the playmakers, make plays.
If Barkley doesn't go off this week, you got to start getting a little worried about that run.
It's going to be tough versus different defense.
He had a lot of carries on that body last year.
We'll talk about it on Sunday.
Always going after the running backs.
All right, guys. Week 5 on CBS. Here's what you can expect in those matchups. You get Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson on that Broncos-Eagles game. And then in the late window, Kevin Hartland, Trent Green, Melanie Collins taking on Bucs-Seahawks, 4:05 Eastern on CBS.